You're listening to the sound of the 80s with the Old Skool Movements Podcast.
Yes, hello, welcome. Old Skool Movements is back in effect for another episode of 80s nostalgia and madness. And you know, we love doing these verses. I keep saying it because we just love them. We love them. And as you guys always know, Stacks and Leroy do not know what the subject is going to be on this episode. So in this episode, we're going to go 80s sports. Now, when we're saying 80s sports, we're saying everything that involves 80s sports. So we're talking about 80s movies, 80s icons, 80s soundtracks, everything to do with sports in the 80s, okay? So we're going to choose 10. We're going to put 10 against each other. Different subjects of the 80s involving sports. So you guys ready?
Yeah. Sounds like a bit of a setup though, D.
Setup? You know, it's a setup every time. You don't know what it's going to be.
I'll tell you when we get to the bit that's set up.
I feel like, you know, the family members that have to go away for family fortunes and come back.
It's not your typical sports how you're thinking. Like the setup thing, I don't think is what you're thinking.
Exactly. As I said, it's different things about the 80s.
It's a bit of a twist on sports.
I know what D's like though. I got my eye.
Yeah.
There's no FA Cup final face-offs or none of that sort of stuff.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, give him the first one, D.
All right. So the first one.
They'll understand now.
As I said, all different subjects and things we like involving sports in the 80s. So the first one, we're going to go into movies, so 80s movies. Yes, there's so many 80s sports movies that we can look at and pit against
BMX Bandits.
Yeah, exactly. It's a sport. It's a sport. Exactly. You know, American Flyers. There's so many.
American Fly, forgot about that one. Yeah.
But we're going to delve into the world of martial arts. Now, as you know, growing up, you know, through the 70s into the 80s, martial arts was massive. And it was always from Hong Kong cinema, Chinese cinema stuff, you know, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee and so on. But, you know, as always, America gets hold of it and Hollywood they do their thing with it. Yeah. Hollywood gets it and does their twist in it and bring out their own stars that do like stiff movement, karate.
the basic movements.
Basic movements.
Judo.
But you know what I mean? But everything has to be a beginner's verse. You know, you got to expand it to a new audience. So in the 80s, you know, as well as having the Rocky trilogy, when Kung Fu and karate came about, we witnessed the Karate Kid. Okay, I think that was 1984.
1984. Yeah, 1984.
Oh, yeah.
The Karate Kid.
This was aimed straight at our age group. So, you know, we were bound to watch this and cotton on to this because this was a kid's movie when it for a martial arts film. There weren't many kids martial arts film, whereas this one was.
It was a soft introduction.
A soft introduction, yeah, definitely.
To explore karate. But as I said, we already knew the top standards of karate.
Exactly.
So we just look at what's going on.
Yeah.
Hollywood stars.
We were fully trained ninjas by this
point. Trained. I'm a ninja.
Hey, listen, proper.
We watched gory, funny,
the hardest of Kung Fu.
The hardest
of Kung Fu.
Yeah, we did.
You killed my master.
You know? Straight in. But yeah, so you know, and they had sequels and so on. Karate Kid. I think Karate Kid was a good start, but as they went on, I didn't really follow them as much as I would have followed Rocky or so on or any other sports film. But later on, you know, as we got older, we say Karate Kid was 84, so we were quite young then, you know, still watching cartoons a lot and stuff and so on and so forth. But the next one we're going to pit it against, it's from two different times because we're a bit older when this one comes up. And this is like, not the introduction of Van Damme, but his solo follow-up introduction because obviously you saw him in breakdance, dancing in the background, not knowing he's Van Damme, and then you saw him in Bloodsport, which was amazing.
No Treat No Surrender. That was it?
No Treat No Surrender. Ivan Stravinsky. The bag, Iron Eagle. But this was the one. This was the tree kicking with his shins movie. Revenge, like a script from a Street Fighter game before you play it. There was story mode. And this is Kickboxer. So we're a bit older now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We're a bit older now.
5 years on.
Yeah, 5 years on. You know, so.
What year?
It's Kickbox. That's 89. So it's 84 Karate Kid, 89 Kickboxer. So that's the first of this 80s movies, 80s sports podcast we're pitting. So what is it, guys, for you? Karate Kid or Kickboxer?
Wow.
Who wants to go first?
first up the bat, I believe that's me. Yeah, with both of those, I rinsed and repeated the kickboxer, because kickboxing around that time was really big. Yeah, and I've got to say, with the Karate Kid, I enjoyed that when it came out. I think Karate Kid worked, and then, you know, that move that he does at the end, you know, you wanted to see him exact revenge and, you know, over the school bullies and all that. But I would give it to Kickboxer, because I rinsed that. Yeah. I rinsed that movie. Oh my God. Yeah, man. Tong Po, the villain. Oh my God.
Yeah. As I was saying, do you think it's because of age? Because the timing was more obsessive with the whole martial arts then. Because 84, remember, arcade-wise, Street Fighter's not even here yet. So by the time Kickboxer comes out, there's more films. You know, there's so many more games to play, and there's you know what I mean? Even though I was saying we watched Kung Fu's long before that, but I think, and I say, and we're older as well. We want to see blood. We want to see action, like proper. Karate Kid didn't give you that. Like the kick. That's why the kick's so popular. But there's no other scene where you can say, "Oh, that move."
Yeah, it's true.
I mean? But do you know what I mean? You can point out so many other scenes in a kickboxer film or a Van Damme film. But what do you think, Stax?
Well, I can say this for one.
You haven't seen one.
I had absolutely no love for Karate Kid at all.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
Fair. Like I said, we're watching Jackie Chan, we're watching Bruce Lee. Karate Kid comes along, I'm like, what's this? What's this? The choreography is nowhere close. It's
but
just,
you get it though. That's a soft introduction though. So people
and he's just learning karate, so he's going to know.
But I'd already been I'd been introduced at such a high level. I had no time for it whatsoever.
It is hard to go back and watch a film that's basic. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's too basic.
You got no sympathy with it.
None. It's like me going back to watching Rainbow now. It's just, you do it for nostalgia if you like it. It just doesn't. No.
Fair enough.
Karate Kid for me, absolutely. Now Kickboxer. Okay. Kickboxer was better though, because it was, you know,
the story,
more action,
the story.
Yeah. So like, again, still at that time, I'm still well into Kung Fu.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm giving it a little.
VHS is still running things.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. It's all right. But Kung Fu is, I mean, put it like D already knows how many years. Probably, like, we used to go HMV. That was like we were still in our mid-20s.
Exactly.
I'm still in. Do you know what I mean? So there's very little room for anything else to get let in. But like you said, Bloodsport, Kickboxer.
Yeah.
But I think Karate Kid did work those stats.
It did in '84.
What it was.
I just
because it's bullies. Did. You know, kid, new town, gets bullied, learns the arts. I saw
a bit of the first one, and I was like, I ain't watching none of this again.
I think most of us done that, yeah.
Yeah, I saw a bit of the first one, and I saw the kick at the end, and I was like, I'll allow this.
Stax just don't like it.
The moves he's doing, isn't it? It lets it down a bit. But in '84, and for our sort of introduction to, like you said, the soft Kung Fu for the main massive audience, I think it done quite well. And
it worked. I think it worked.
There was no neck snapping.
There was, I think, for me, it is what's it, Ralph Macchio, that I weren't too keen on. Even when I first saw it, I thought he doesn't seem like. Maybe that's why they chose him, because he doesn't seem like your lead actor of a martial arts film. But he weren't the first to be cast. They were looking at originally for Sean Penn, Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, even Tom Cruise before they thought of Ralph Macchio. But they picked him because of his role as Johnny in The Outsiders, which I think he plays that exact same role as Daniel LaRusso. There's no change.
He plays Daniel LaRusso in everything.
I think anything he does, he plays Daniel LaRusso in everything. Exactly, man.
Even in Cobra Kai.
What I did like it for, I liked it for the soundtrack. You had Joe's Esposito, You're the Best. That tune was quite good, and that was written originally for Rocky III, but Stallone didn't want that tune. He wanted Eye of the Tiger, and it's quite mad because Survivor, who sung Eye of the Tiger, does the theme tune to Karate Kid. But I do like You Are the Best. I thought that was a good It's for the montage scene, isn't it? Around. It works wicked. It works wicked. And also liked it because Bananarama popped up as well. And that first introduction to the US scene was in that movie, which I got to give it a little bit for that.
Cruel Summer, yeah.
And I'm not a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, to be honest, man. I don't like his films too much, man. That was originally as well cast for Chuck Norris, which I like Chuck Norris, but again, I don't think that would have worked.
It wouldn't have worked. Because Tom Poe, Chuck Norris looks like he could batter Tom Poe. So it needed someone, do you know what I mean? That looked like, boy, this fight is one-sided.
When you see Chuck Norris in like the Bruce Lee films and that, his character, the way he comes across, his persona is completely different.
That's what I'm saying.
It wouldn't have worked, man. He hasn't got that sort of style for kickboxing.
All right, so what's the scoring then? Leroy, what are you saying? Karate Kid or Kickboxer?
What's the scoring?
Just which one?
Which one?
Which one? Oh, Kickboxer.
Kickboxer.
2 for Kickboxer. I'm going Karate Kid. By the time we got to 89 as well, Seagal was just coming out. Above the Law coming out in 88.
Do you see this guy?
For death.
I was a big Seagal fan growing up. So when I had to, when I saw a Jean-Claude Van Damme film coming out, I thought, nah, I want to watch a Seagal film, man. So that put me off of watching the Jean-Claude.
Look, I like them both the same, as in I don't really matter. So I'm going to choose Karate Kid. I just chose it
even
just because. Yeah, just
even it out.
Even it out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's a draw.
Okay, so do you guys know where we're going here? It's not direct sports. It's things that involve sports, whether it's music.
Sports movies.
I feel a bit more at ease now.
This is a good one. This one's going to mix it up now.
So the next one is 80s sports events. Now, as we're little, there was no Sky and all that. So whatever came on TV was on TV. Family watched it. They kept it on that channel because things would be going on. It's the time, it's summer, so much going on.
These sports dominated TV for like weeks at a time as well. They were
weeks at a time. Went on
every day.
Like older parents and grandparents got vexed because Corrie went on now because these were on. It was taking time. They moved it
to BBC Two.
They moved it. The news was being delayed because. But anyway,
like whole
viewing pleasures, on a Wednesday night. But anyway, we're going to pit two massive events against each other. Which one is more you? Which one are you more passionate about? Which one is the best? In the 80s, is it the World Cup or the Olympics?
Ooh, wow.
Like you said, they're on the screen.
That's hard.
You're watching, and 80s Olympics is good Olympics,
Yeah,
both good.
There can only be one.
Wow. For me, I love the build-up of the World Cup. I remember back in the 80s, all the build-ups were good. Song in the charts, got the sticker album.
Yes.
But we were shit, so I didn't watch it after we got knocked out because we'd never get that far into it in them days, man. The team used to let it down. So for me, it was all about the sticker albums and the songs in the charts. That's all I remember of the 80s ones.
For me, it was all about Brazil.
Exactly. Brazil used to run everything in them days, man.
But you would see like the best football. This is what I say. I know this is going off on a tangent, but when you look at 80s World Cup, every single country had their own style of football. You watch it now, everyone plays the same style of football.
It's true.
Yeah.
Back then, everyone had their own style of football. Brazil
Italians
had their
were different to the British.
Italians were different. The Germans were different.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And mate, World Cup all day.
World Cup. But as Chris was saying, back in those days, the tune you had to connect the tune to every team had a song, didn't they? They were in the studio, recorded a single, and shot a video. Like they were pop stars.
Early on in the 80s, the teams used to sing them. So in 82 was the Spanish World Cup. I remember this song. It was this time, we're going to get it right. That's all I remember is that bit.
Well, this is Spain or England.
That was England's song for the Spanish World Cup.
It'd be a bit weird if Spain sung that.
But it was the squad that sung it. And then the next World Cup was Mexico 86. And that was sung by the squad as well. We got the whole world at our feet, it was called. But then the following year, now we're going into the 90s. This is where it changed and they started to bring in pop stars to sing it. They started bringing in pop stars and just using a couple of the players. Like you got the classic John Barnes rap in the New Order. Yeah. And then You had a few others. I think Echo and the Bunnymen done one.
For England.
And Dex even had a go. Take That. So they go, take that one. They done the World Cup 2014 one, but it got dropped because of Rick Mao passed away. And he done the previous World Cup, and that got back into the charts again. So that was the only one that they didn't actually get it launched, was the Take That one. But yeah, I remember the songs, man. The songs were classics.
The football. So and every country recorded one, right? That's how it went, isn't it?
Pretty much remember so, yeah.
And they tried. And did they get to number one? Did any England tunes get to number?
You know, don't think they did.
I doubt it.
I think they got like
maybe
top 10.
New Order.
That might have done, yeah. Relaying on my chest, you know I can't go wrong.
Because back in the 80s, as well as World Cups, it was even FA Cups. FA Cups,
FA Cup,
the two teams had songs.
Yeah, Tottenham and Chaz and Dave.
Chaz and Dave. Every time they would go out for a cup.
We're on our way to win, mate. Tottenham's gonna do
We're
it
going to
again.
do it like we did last year.
Oh my God.
I miss all that. I miss that in football, man. You don't get the music.
I remember seeing it on Top of the Pops.
Yeah,
and at number 18, it's Chaz and Dave with
Glenn Hoddle and Chris Waddle. They'd come on.
Waddle, innit?
like,
That's
what?
jokes.
I missed that, man.
And it just sneakily, it wasn't announced that stopped. It just went, didn't it?
Yeah, it just went.
It just drifted away, like sneakily.
That's the thing. You wouldn't get that with the Olympics, though. You wouldn't get like Daley Thompson and Tessa Sanderson doing any pop songs. You wouldn't get Wham featuring Steve Cram. You wouldn't get Kachagugu featuring Duncan Goodhue, would you? It didn't happen in the Olympics. The Olympics got really let down. Their build-up weren't as good, but I love the Olympics.
Daley Thompson singing "Solid as a Rock," isn't it? They're holding them thin silver mics. Imagine it.
You remember those
Blank mic,
yeah.
You remember those mics? Those mics, man. Terry Wogan's blankety blank mics.
Yeah. So what entertained you more then? What was more entertaining? Like, remember, like to check it, they're both on at the same time.
Yeah, track and field, man. Because of the computer games and stuff, I used to love anything track and field.
So you're going to choose Olympics?
I'm going to go Olympics, yeah.
Leroy?
Mad, because even as a football fan, I'm going to go Olympics, man.
Olympics is entertaining, man.
Stacks?
Going World Cup, man. I mean, Olympics is entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Olympics was entertaining. I loved watching it. I loved watching Daley Thompson. I loved watching all that. But football just overrode it for me, like completely. I'm watching 82 World Cup and 82 over 86. There's a lot of memories of that I still have.
That's one of mine.
When I saw certain players playing in that, I was like, yeah, this is still probably my favorite World Cup.
All right.
I like the Olympics as well. So after you watched it was that time of year where everyone knew everything about every sport. But after you watched it, it made you want to go and do stuff like whether it be sprinting relays in the park, making bow and arrows and doing archery, or trying to pole vault with a stick over your fence, or it just got you out and doing stuff, and you felt like, I want to be an Olympiad.
All right. So are we all saying? Stacks is saying.
I'm saying World Cup.
World Cup. I'm gonna go with Olympics. Too.
For Olympics, well, I'm quite.
Yeah, the same reasons. Track and field, relay. I just like seeing that.
It was good, wasn't it?
That stuff was good, and the whole family's involved. Like sisters, mother, everyone's involved in it.
What was your best event?
A relay.
Sprint, innit? Yeah, sprint relay.
The big one.
When you used to see Ed Moses and all these.
I forgot about that guy.
Jackie John O'Curty. You had Zola
Bud, yeah.
Mary Decker. All these.
Yeah,
these athletes, man. No.
I love
football. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted.
So we are, apart from Stacks, we are all saying the Olympics, right?
Yeah,
that is right.
Yeah,
the ultimate world event.
Even though we're football fans, I just felt the Olympics for me.
The Olympics.
Yeah, like 82 and 86 World Cups, I think are my favourite World Cups. That's probably why.
Okay. Have you lot seen that big store they have called Decathlon, where you could buy bits of that? Yeah. I went into one of the stores the other day to get some gym gloves, and in my peripheral I just saw like bow and arrow set and like big target. Get excited. I thought, should I get this? I wanted to get a whole full, and I started looking at different arrows and proper pointed steel arrows. But should I get this? And playing Robert Sherwood loud on speakers and just target practice all through summer. I'm thinking about it, you know.
They got some good sports equipment.
Yeah.
They do archery up by me if you want to do that.
I don't want to go that deep. I just want to have a laugh outside. You know what I mean?
Just outside your window, just shooting arrows at people.
Instead of darts, bow and arrow.
Fucking pigeons.
The hooded man. Okay, so the next one, I said we've done movies, we've done events, and now we're going to do some games. Like when I say games, I'm saying arcade sports games in the 80s. Again, this is just part one, so your mind could boggle into so many different games, could be running around your head, but we've chose this episode, we chose these two. These ones are classics. These were when, yes, arcades were great, stand-up player game, push 2 buttons, but when you could actually be in a simulator and sit down and feel the engine and rev up that car or your bike, these two are the games. These two are the games to play, and Sega smashed it with these two. So, guys, we're gonna put Outrun versus Hang On or / Super Hang On. So what? Remember these games are £1. So what are you putting your pound in?
They were expensive in them days.
You know, it's a £1 note. So you have to go to the person to get the coins and do all that palaver because you've already got a 10p in your pocket. So you can just play Double Dragon straight away. But this one, you have to go to the counter, get change, and then put in that pound.
Outrun or Super Hang On.
Outrun or Super Hang On.
Hey mate, that is the most difficult
sports
decision.
Games of the 80s.
That is the most difficult decision.
Well, there's only one. You know the
Hang
rule.
On was the original. Hang On come first. That was the original. 1985. It was the first ever sit on, or first, like Darren saying, first simulator game where your movements help control the bike, leaning it left to right. And I can remember like being, I don't know, 10 years old, 11 years old, 4.5 foot tall. That thing was massive. Trying to lean it and get it over.
It was like a proper size.
It was
motorbike.
Yeah. You'd watch the older kids play it, no problem. They're leaning, but you'll be like proper hanging off of it, trying to bend it like. But it was amazing.
Hang on.
It felt like you was on a real bike. And I never saw a girl play this as well. I don't know if it's because you had to sort of properly climb over to get onto it. I'm not sure, but you never saw girls playing this game.
But hang on was for the lads.
Strictly for the lads. Yeah, it's one of the reasons it didn't do too well in Japan because girls liked playing games and it never really done too well in Japan. Better in Europe.
That is an extremely.
I'm sure we played it when we went away. When it was little Chris. I swear we went to the arcade.
Yeah,
we played Super Hang On and Hang On.
You'd get the 2-player cabinet where you'd have the 2 bikes next to each other. It wouldn't have the full front wheel. It'd just be the back wheel, the seat, the handlebars.
That's right.
That one was good as well because you were playing next to your mate playing it. That one was wicked, man.
Stacks is still scratching his head.
I can't.
He's melting. Leroy, what are you saying?
So hard.
Outrun or Hang On?
It's difficult because both gave you that feeling of you being in the game, the rumble. That the consoles like PlayStation and Xbox give you that rumble, and you just really felt with both of those that you're in the game when you, like you said, like Chris said, you have to turn the bike. With Outrun, it's just the steering.
But you got the speakers in the back behind you and playing the tunes
on
on
the side. They sounded wicked, innit, man?
I'm torn.
So Outrun, we got the red Ferrari, and as you said, you can change the soundtrack. While you're driving.
You could pick your soundtrack. I forgot about that.
You could pick your soundtrack, and then you got, Hang On. The feeling of revving up the bike and the brakes, and you could push buttons on that felt good. But for me, the saying about Outrun, Outrun's
the Outrun,
Outrun was like it's the closest we were getting to driving a real car.
And it was a red Ferrari, and it was cool. So
wicked graphics, wicked sound. It felt like you was your own little Miami Vice or Magnum, but on a day off, just driving around with a girl.
And it was a time when Sega was like, listen, Afterburner, Space Harrier.
Afterburner was big.
Duro Racer. This started, let's say, Hang On started the trend. The next year, the Space Harrier came out the same year as Hang On. Did that have an actual?
You had a seat, and it did, didn't it? You had a seat. Like Han Solo and Luke. Luke
that thing. It was, you didn't see that one that often.
I love Space Harrier, man.
Yeah, so did I when that first come out, man. That was wicked. And then the following year you had Enduro Racer and Outrun. Enduro Racer Scrambler that used to play.
Scrambler, I liked Enduro Racer. Yeah.
And then 87 Afterburner, and again another cabinet sitting. That was
amazing game. See all those games we mentioned, and obviously the Star Wars was there. I always used to just look at Dragon's Lair. I never saw anybody play it.
Yeah, because it looked like a cartoon.
It just looked like a Disney Nights cartoon.
It looked amazing.
Never saw anyone play it, but it just looked amazing. Anyway, Lee, what are you saying?
No, I was just saying, for me, I'm going to go with Outrun. Simply because it was just more popular for me. I saw it more, and I liked playing it. But both
great games
had a futuristic feel to me. Ahead of their time. Personally.
Yeah, and you're right. Outrun was more accessible. Like
it was.
Sometimes Hang On wouldn't always be at the fun play. When the fun play came to town,
but you'd always
Outrun was always there. Yeah, Outrun was. But Hang On,
and I used to get around it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I used to go, where's Hang On, man? That's like, I
was pissed if it was just a stand-up one. I'd be like, I'm playing it, man.
I'm
playing that stand-up one. Gotta be the sit-down one.
True.
Yeah.
Outrun for me, mate. Outrun was. I
think I'm going to join you with the Outrun as well, only because in terms of Hang On, I played that on a Commodore 64 more than I did arcade. Me and my cousin would for hours on end just playing Hang On, and the thing is, we were both equally as good, so both bikes are side by side all the way through the whole race kind of thing. But and then like I said, the arcade version of Outrun just absolutely smacked it. Yeah.
Expensive, but it was worth spending the big bucks.
Both of those games are.
It was hard. You'd always hope you get to the split way, so you could if you didn't
extra time,
then you you're gonna. If you didn't get there, then you know it ain't happening. It's just counting you down.
Outrun also gave its name to a subgenre of music, like synthwave.
Synthwave.
So there is a subgenre of synthwave called Outrun, where it's very computery sounding,
8-bit
like soundtracks of Outrun. So they're both sort of groundbreaking. One was the first, the other one's gone on to have its own subgenre of music. But Outrun for me, mate, it was amazing. Blown away. Still want one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, DL, correct me if I'm wrong. When I when we done our Christmas meetup, you did have that Outrun on your
I did
retro.
Yeah.
So it's lasted the test of time. Really?
Exactly. I have Space Harrier on there as well. Yeah. But
so Outrun it is for me.
Outrun. So we're all going to say Outrun.
Unanimous.
Yeah. Unanimous decision. Okay, so that's games of the 80s. I say there's going to be many parts of this. There's many more games to come. But we're going to go for TV shows now. TV game shows. That had a sporty aspect. Sporty shows. So, but this weren't physical. This ain't Gladiators time yet. This is just good old fashioned cup of tea. Sit down and watch Bully.
I love this show.
Bully.
Super smashing great.
On a Sunday. And it's what time, Leroy?
5:30.
5:30 or 6 o'clock, roughly around that time.
It was 5:30.
It was always in the. I remember it always being in the autumn, but it was always dark.
It was dark.
I never seeing Bullseye in brightness. Never.
Yeah, it was dark, man.
I've never seen Bullseye in daylight.
Because you were out, that's why.
It just felt. I remember feeling cold. Yeah. So, and they were clever because Bully was. That's what got me watching it. Whenever you see a cartoon,
you invested.
Because there was a famine of cartoons, especially on a Sunday. It was Smurfs and Groovy Ghoulies. That's
Groovy Ghoulies. Mate, I love the Groovy Ghoulies.
That's the best you're getting. So to see Bully running around, and all that.
That means you're out of time.
So Bullseye. So we're gonna go a couple years on. What can rival Bullseye? Because Bullseye was rivaling things like Mastermind. It was rivaling proper quiz shows.
Yeah. It was running Sundays for a good 10 years.
And nothing else was sportsy, but not having to do much until around the 90s. This show came out.
91.
91.
Exactly 10 years after.
10 years after. So this is BBC's big break.
I knew you was going to say that.
We're going to be snookering you tonight. Big break.
We've got darts and we've got a bit of snooker.
Darts and snooker.
Big break was big.
Top 80s sports, man. Top
80s UK sports. Go to any pub in the 80s. These two things are happening. Do you know what I mean?
That's a tough one, you know. Because you know what? In the 80s, the two things that, like, when you're not out, and this is pre-computer games, when you, for me, because I didn't have a computer at the time, when the two things that I could do was play darts or play snooker. Because I had one of those tabletop snooker little things.
I think everybody had them at some stage.
Everyone had them.
There was a time it became a phenomenon, didn't it? Every kid.
One Christmas you were getting one of them.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
And I love playing, but then darts. You know, you watch.
Yeah. And you all have dartboards as well.
Yeah. You go out and buy a dartboard.
Watch Bullseye, and in a minute Bullseye's finished, straight upstairs
playing,
and you're doing the same thing. 101 with 6 darts. Or, you know what I mean? You're doing the same darts. You're doing the same games that they're doing.
That's why these were so popular, because most of us had the stuff at home. You could literally watch it and then go and do it and reenact it
straight away. And that's exactly what I was doing. I think I'm gonna have to think about that one for a little minute.
It was like it was general knowledge with a bit of thought in it. So it's a nice.
What was good about the darts one as well? You had the non-dart player, which had to have a go, and it's always funny watching someone who's never picked up darts trying to throw darts. Like you could watch that bit for a good while, man. But this originally went out on a Monday, and due to its popularity in '82, they switched it to Sunday prime time, like you were saying, sort of afternoon time. And the first 2 episodes they done were so bad they've never been shown, never been aired on TV. They were that bad.
I'll tell you what, there's some really old ones still on Challenge TV now. And I mean, like, really, really old.
It was proper unedited. It looked, those shows whatever he said stayed. Whatever he said, it didn't cut.
And he said a lot of questionable stuff. And nowadays, really, truly, it's like.
You couldn't say that,
mate. My missus hates watching it.
Kept on rolling.
I remember hearing about it at one time as well. Back in like '89, there was a viewer was watching it and thought, I recognise this contestant. I've seen him somewhere. They'd seen him on Crime Watch a couple of hours beforehand. He was a wanted murderer that eventually they tracked down, named John Cooper.
Wow.
And they found him because of a viewer from Bullseye rung up. That's another episode that's gone missing. Never can't be found. Never going to be shown again.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I got well into Big Break after, 10 years of watching Bullseye, and like Stack saying, you used to have a go on the darts, but I was more into going to a snooker club, playing snooker. So I did like Big Break when it came out, and having people like John Parrott, Jimmy White, and whatever coming on playing as well. It was entertaining, man. I liked it.
I was well into that. I used to like that a lot as well.
And I like the theme tune. Is it Captain Sensible? Wasn't it? Theme tune that we all used to sing along to.
Yeah.
It was like a cartoon. You were pissed if you missed the theme tune.
Yeah.
It's true. We're gonna be snookering tonight. Big Break.
I gotta go Big Break. Even though Bullseye kept us going for 10 years of entertaining, I gotta go with Big Break.
Oh yeah, and don't forget you had the trick shot in Big Break as well.
Trick shot,
the trick shot.
Good. Yeah. I used to like that bit. Then you'd go and try that next time you go to a snooker club. I'll set that up. I'm sure I could do that. I'll try that out.
Well, I'm going Bullseye. But it worked in my timetable. But in '91, Saturday night, I'm getting ready to rave. I'm not watching Big Break. Sunday, I'm buzzing. Bullseye's on. When I wake up, Bullseye's on.
It's true.
Damn, you sleeping that long?
Come on, man. You got home at like 8 in the morning.
You waking up when Bullseye's on, definitely.
I'm waking up when Bullseye's on. So
you're just catching the end of Songs of Praise.
You're fuming that you miss Omnibus EastEnders. You're like, I miss Omnibus.
You remember that? Bloody
Omnibus. On for hours.
Yeah, and it was like on for the whole day.
To catch Bullseye, that was good. So
who's going Bullseye? Darren Bullseye.
I'm going Bullseye.
I'm going Smashing Great Super.
I'm going Bullseye just for the fun of going back to my room afterwards and trying to do 101 or more with 6 darts.
Anyway, so are we ready?
We're on to the last one. The last one. The big one.
The last one of our first 80s sports podcast. Okay, so we've done movies of the 80s, events of the 80s, games of the 80s, TV shows of the 80s. But now we're going to go for the real life people, the people that you saw on TV, the people that everybody adored, everybody. You know, America had the big athletes, whether it was boxing or
sporting heroes,
track and field. They had biggest sporting heroes of the 80s, and these two Mikes were the ones. So which Mike are you guys choosing? Is it Mike Tyson?
I knew
Michael Jordan.
I knew it was going to be that.
Wow!
You said which Mikes? That was
Big
Mikes. Yeah, big Mikes. You know,
which of these two is
I know what my answer
you the
is.
80s. What is your answer?
Started off as the Dynamite Kid.
I think
it's going to be unanimous, really.
I can choose. I can get it down to one, I think.
Because who did we see the most of? We only saw one Mike more than the other. Really?
We saw more Tyson than we did Jordan growing up in the UK.
Yeah.
We respect Jordan because of the trainers that came over and were phenomenal.
But it was a baller. Like if you watch his basketball.
No, we're not saying that. But who did we see the most of?
That's
the thing.
I agree.
We never saw the NBA, did we?
You'd see more Tyson, but we'd hear of it. We'd know he was.
Because of the trainers, we respected the trainers because they were just a phenomenon.
Okay, as a kid, seeing these guys. Were you more like, wow, that guy's amazing, to wow, that guy's more amazing? Who was more wow? When you saw that Jordan jump to a Mike Tyson knockout,
hard, isn't it?
What's more amazing?
Mike Tyson's knockout, so they still wow me now.
They were both wow in the 80s.
Yeah, we know that, of course.
Wow.
But that's what we're saying here. Which one's more wow?
For me, Tyson was more wow because he was knocking people's heads clean off, man.
He was ferocious, man.
He's just too.
His records he still holds to today, innit? Most first round knockouts, most wins by knockout, fastest knockouts, loads of others. You know, he is the greatest.
So back then, if you could have seen the NBA Finals, or Mike Tyson title defense, which one would you go?
It'd have been a boxing match.
NBA Finals, Chicago Bulls, or Mike Tyson match?
Tyson, man.
Yeah,
Tyson. The razzmatazz of Tyson, anyway. He was big, man.
He was just he was a beast.
They're both big, man.
He was a beast, Tyson was.
I know Jordan was big, but yeah,
the hype around the fights. We got the hype around the fights where we wouldn't get the hype around the Bulls in the final with the NBA.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We'd hear about it, but because it wasn't shown, we didn't get that sort of hype.
Yeah.
But for me growing up, Tyson was the one. But again, like if I'm looking at it from the 80s, I'm going Tyson. If I'm looking at it from now, I'm thinking who's the better role model? You can't get a better role model than Michael Jordan, man. For kids to look up to that man for what he's done for charities, his sport, I never see him do a wrong thing. I don't know if you guys
longevity as well.
Longevity.
You got to talk about longevity.
I want to give it to Michael Jordan, man, but like you're saying, we didn't get that much of him in the 80s, so. Does it go to Tyson because of that? But I want to give it to Jordan because I think he's
give it to your own personal experience. No matter
I don't know
how many times you've seen one or the other.
What makes you say Jordan's a better athlete?
Who said that?
He is, because it was because of the longevity. There was longevity.
So he retired and come back, won more championships.
Exactly.
The man smokes a cigar before every big match, which I lightly appreciates his.
And remember, he started from college basketball.
The sports are kind of different. There's only so much.
He revolutionized and changed the Chicago Bulls, who were a dead team. They were dead, and then he came, and then other players got introduced, and then. The Chicago Bulls that we know was because Michael Jordan got drafted. And and like Chris said, the longevity of the man.
Yeah, but there's only so many times you get punched in the head. Boxing, all sports have like.
We're not denying. Tyson didn't have longevity.
He's doing a little comeback. He's had a comeback. He's doing another one.
His reign at the top wasn't that long.
It's good as well because Jordan got picked up by the Bulls in '84. He got drafted. It's the same year that Nike gave him a deal for $2.5 million. And wonder how that's doing today.
Oh my God!
Makes $55 billion a year.
Yeah.
Not a bad move, Mike.
Yeah.
I think they're both great sportsmen. I personally probably wouldn't put one above the other in terms of a sports person, do you know what I mean? Because they're two different sports. But
So we're all saying Mike Tyson.
I'm going with Tyson.
Tyson. So everyone's going for Iron Mike.
Yeah.
Kid Dynamite, as he was known in his early days, and no one's going for his airness.
No.
I want to give it to him though, man. I want to give it to Michael because I like him as a person. And do you realise if he wasn't going to get into basketball, what his backup plan was?
What?
A weatherman.
Really?
He wouldn't have fit on the screen. He'd have just seen like half of him.
Yeah. You'd just seen his torso.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, I just think because of who we saw the most, really.
Yeah. Going on purely as a kid in the 80s, I'm going to go Tyson as well then.
Who we saw, but okay, fair enough. But would you say Jordan's more inspirational?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Tyson out the ring is, you know what he's like. You couldn't go out with him, could you? You wouldn't want to go out with him.
He's just a loose cannon, man. You don't know what you're going to get.
Unpredictable, man.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to, man. I think it'd be jokes.
It'd be a messy fight, man.
I say he can be very unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen, but he'll have your back though.
Wake up with a face tattoo lying in the bed.
The hangover.
Yeah.
That'd be nuts. All right, so Mike Tyson is the 80s choice 80s sports icon. Yeah, that's part 1 of the 80s sports podcast.
There's plenty more 80s sports to go.
Plenty more.
Plenty
FA
more.
Cup final, 1984.
You know, we got this.
986, but
986.
There's plenty more. But for now, guys, we out. I'm Mr. Lucas.
I'm Chris
Stacks.
And I'm the last dragon. Thank you for listening.
Till next time.
Peace.
Those were the days.